A detailed study of Anigbo will show you that. So now I'm going into the rivers, the waterways, the tributaries we have in Anigbo. Now, a detailed study of our topography would show you that Abia State, Keta, Imo State, Anambra have some of the shortest distances, tributaries leading to the Atlantic Ocean. We have the Azumini or Azumiri in Abia State. We have Imo River. We have Omambala, which is River Niger. And then we have Oguta Lake in Imo State. We have Oseakwa River in Ihiala, Anambra State, which actually terminates in the southeast end of the Atlantic Ocean. And then these rivers I mentioned above, they all have short, very, very short navigational paths to the Atlantic Ocean. And geographically, they have far shorter distances. If you measure the distance, which is not measured in nautical miles, from land to the sea, measured in nautical miles. Not the nautical miles of these rivers, they are shorter than that of Calabar, Port Harcourt, Ibaka Seaport, to the Atlantic Ocean. One of my lights have gone off, but we must continue. So yeah. So the Azumini River in Abia State and the Imo River are basically 15 to 30 nautical miles to the beachhead of the Atlantic Ocean. Keep this in mind. The Azumini in Abia and the Imo River are 15 to 30 nautical miles to the beachhead of the Atlantic Ocean. And then we have the Obuaku River in Abia State, which is 25 nautical miles. 25 nautical miles to the Atlantic Ocean from the confluence of the Azumini River and the Imo River. Where the Azumini River and the Imo River meet, there you find the Obuaku River, and it has 25 nautical miles to the Atlantic Ocean. And then we have the Oseakwa River in Ihiala, which I mentioned earlier, which is just a mere 18 nautical miles to the Atlantic Ocean. And it has a depth of 65 feet, making it the deepest waterway to the Atlantic Ocean, the deepest natural waterway to the Atlantic Ocean in Nigeria as a whole. Other waterways, other seaports might be deep, but they were dredged. This one is 65 feet deep. Oseakwa River in Ihiala, Anambra State, the deepest in Nigeria naturally, right? So, and then we have Osemoto in Oguta. The pronunciation it's what I'm trying to get. I've not been there before. It's spelled Osemoto, Osemoto in Oguta. It has 18 nautical miles to the Atlantic Ocean, right? So to understand why I said we have the shortest and the closest and the deepest waterways to the Atlantic Ocean, let us compare the rivers I mentioned above now in Anigbo to the seaports in Nigeria. So the Port Harcourt sea